Okay, so in this video we're going to look at how and why Roman numerals are sometimes used in naming different compounds. So you've already seen that there's two different ions, Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. And in the name, distinguish between them, the Fe2 plus will be ion 2, that's a Roman numeral for 2 in brackets there, and Fe3 plus will be ion 3, like that. Okay, again in Roman numerals. So they're always in Roman numerals. So let's have a look at how we use that and work it out. Here I've got CuO and Cu2O. They're both copper oxide. So they must have different names though, because they're different compounds. So to work out the name, we're going to look at the oxidation states and see how they differ between the two compounds. So if I take CuO first, we're going to apply our rules. You can see the total charge here is 0. We know the oxygen is -2 in a compound. This is not an exception. So to make that 0, the copper has to be +2. So the oxidation state of copper here is +2. In this one, again the whole thing equals 0. Again, the oxygen is -2. This time I got 2 lots of copper to make 0. So in this case, each copper is +1. And it's important, it's what each one is, not what they are as a total. So here each copper is +2, here each copper is +1. So the oxidation state of copper here is +2. So we call it copper Roman numeral 2 oxide. And this one here we call copper 1 oxide. Okay, so now the name differentiates between them. So people get confused because they see copper 1, they think it's this one here because they've only got one copper, but it's nothing to do with the number of coppers, it's to do with the oxidation state of the copper. Slightly more difficult example, we'll be looking at two different sulfates. We've got SO4 2- and SO3 2-. So this time the whole thing has to add up to -2 because that's the charge of the ion. We've got 4 lots of oxygen, so that's 4 lots of -2 plus whatever the sulfur must be. So 4 lots of -2 comes to a total of -8. So to get from -8 back to -2, it'd have to be +6. So sulfur here is +6. In this one, again it's got to equal -2, but this time we've got 3 lots of oxygen, so 3 lots of -2, which is -6. So the sulfur here will have to be +4. +4 plus 3 lots of -2 gives you -2. So they're both sulfates, but this one is sulfate 6, so that's Vi, and this is sulfate 4. So it's IV. Okay. Normally when you talk about sulfate, everyone assumes you mean the far more common, which is sulfate 6. So if people just say sulfate, generally you assume it's SO4 2-. Okay, but it's good to be aware that there are two different types.